Yadav, how should we see Mulayam Singh Yadav? Was he to be seen as a politician who transformed the politics of the Hindi heartland?
Rajdeep, a very tall leader, not necessarily in his height, but certainly in his stature. Netaji, as Mulayam Singh Ji was called, is someone who's remembered so fondly. Not many political leaders are remembered and thought of so friendly, so fondly. Because to remember Mulayam Singh Yadav is to remember that era of our political life, where an ordinary person from a village, a pehelwan more by choice, more a pehelwan, and a school teacher could actually rise up. An era in our politics when people actually practiced politics on the ground, not merely on Twitter, not merely on Facebook. They were actually connected to the people. An era of our politics when leaders remembered every single worker by name and could connect to them, could relate to them. I've heard hundreds of stories from people about how they went after 20 years and Mulayam Singh Ji just recognized by name, "Us gaon se aaya hai, wo wala aadmi hai na." That kind of era of our politics. It also reminds us about that era of socialist politics, when socialism had some ideology left in it. An era where those from the backward caste and communities, those who were firmly kept out of power, got an entry, transformed social equations, and tried in their own ways to practice some kind of equality. I wouldn't say with great success, not so much in the economic policy, but at least in the social composition. And it is an era of our politics where someone could create a new party in a large state like Uttar Pradesh without hundreds and crores of rupees. So these are things I'd like to remember about Mulayam Singh Yadav ji, more than the positions he held, more than the chief ministerships he held and the prime ministership he missed. For me, these are more incidental because you have ministers and chief ministers, but the important thing is the values that people like him brought to politics in the early phase of their life.
In the early phase, I must emphasize, because the Mulayam Singh Yadav of the later phase was perhaps much more different, but you're absolutely right. I traveled with him on campaign rallies and he knew the name of every panchayat leader that we would go on those rallies. That was the remarkable aspect of rooted leaders. Sharad Pawar in Maharashtra is another one.